James Lynch here from MiddleEasy. Happy to be joined by Jared Cannonier, who's going to be headlining UFC Vegas 34 against Kelvin Gastelum. Jared, how's it going, man?
It's going good, James, man. I'm glad to be back in the saddle, getting ready for fights and training consistently. So I'm good.
No, it's good to see, and I love this fight. I know it was supposed to be Paulo Costa. There was a lot of different, sort of rumors going around as to why Paulo was out of this fight. Were you ever given a reason?
I heard it was contract dispute.
Okay.
So, and then of course I saw, all the stories that circulated, but I heard from my source it was contract issues. So, it is what it is.
Well, it's good they got a replacement and they got it right away. And Kelvin, you must have been pretty happy to get him as an opponent, as someone who's, pretty well known in the division, an Ultimate Fighter winner, pretty notable replacement.
Absolutely. Definitely fortunate that he is ranked in the top 10 at the very least. But that Kelvin Gastelum is a formidable opponent just by name. You know what I'm saying? I respect the man a lot. I respect what he's done. I respect the energy that he brings into his fights. So, yes, I'm definitely appreciative that I did get an opponent of his caliber, and that, I feel challenged just from signing the contract with him. I feel like, okay, this is a challenge. I got a big fight ahead of me, so I'm preparing as such. It's the main event, so it's 5-minute rounds. So we're doing the conditioning thing, which is, long and tedious and arduous, but fun at the same time because, our guys at the lab and, that we have here in Arizona at our disposal are really good. So
I wanted to talk quickly about the fight against Robert Whittaker, which I know didn't go your way, but I thought you actually looked pretty good, all things considered, with the broken arm. I was curious, how early in that fight did you hurt yourself in that one?
I think he threw that kick like at 56 seconds into the first round.
Wow.
It was the first high kick that he threw. And yeah, I blocked it wrong. I extended my arms to block. Reactionary reaction, if you will. So, yeah, man, I knew I messed up as soon as, just by the way I blocked it, and then feeling my arm out set moments after, open and close my hand, I knew something was not right with the arm.
With all that said, like I mentioned, you ended up going the distance in that fight. Is there anything you can take away from that performance that you bring into this fight, just knowing that, hey, you were able to persevere with a broken arm?
Well, I already knew I was able to do that. I've been maimed in fights, if you will. I've broken my hand in a fight before and finished it. So, this is something that us, especially fighters at the highest level, have to deal with. We fight with injuries all the time. The severity of the injury, I guess, was sort of overlapped by my intent, my focus, if you will. I was trying to beat the man. I wasn't going to just let him win. So it was a learning process at the same time, fighting handicapped, if you will. But it's a fight, man. I was ready to go out there and, how they say, go out on my shield and all those, colorful words and phrases that we use. But I was ready to go out there and win, no matter what. Unfortunately, I wasn't prepared to fight in that manner, prepared to fight with a broken wing. So it was a tough lesson to learn, but I definitely learned it. I feel like I'm, again, a way better fighter than I was, so I can't wait to display my skills that I've developed over this time.
Is this the right amount of time off? Like, would you have wanted to have a fight a bit sooner, just based after recovery and all that?
Shit, man, I would have rather not broken my damn arm.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the arm, the first surgery failed because the bone didn't heal back together, so it was declared a non-union. So I had to go in for another operation, and that was back in February. So the recovery process has not been that fun. But the physical therapy has where I do my physical therapy at, again, at Aries Physical Therapy. The guys who recovered, who brought me back from the pec injury are bringing me back from this arm injury. Not only are they rehabilitating the arm, but the guys there are implementing their own strength and conditioning program to suit me as a fighter of the highest level. They also work with Olympic level people come in and recover and stuff, and they keep them ready to go in there and compete at that highest level. So I feel like I'm better in that regard. I'm in better shape. I'm in a better physical shape. It's added another wrinkle to my conditioning, if you will. So that, on top of what we're getting back into doing at the lab, I'm getting back into transitioning back into doing everything at the lab. Physical therapy has been good and beneficial, but I'm ready to get back to work.
Style-wise, how do you look at this fight with you and Kelvin Gastelum?
Well, you know me, man. I feel like I have the striking advantage. I think me personally, I think I'm just I have a different presence in the octagon, in a fight in general. So it's an indomitable presence, if you will. So, I'm interested to see how he deals with it. So he's going to make his adjustments, and then I'm going to make some more adjustments. And I'm definitely going to put my hands on him. I'm going to try not to get hit by him. I want to hit and not get hit. I want to come out of there yet again with not one scratch, no broken limbs or any shit like that, So I want to go in there and put him away quick, fast, and in a hurry.
We mentioned Robert Whittaker. Since the last time you and I spoke, or since your last fight, obviously Rob fought Kelvin and defeated him. I know you were different fighters, but is there anything you saw in that fight that you're going to take away into this fight?
Of course, we always look at, the last fighter, the most previous fight that a fighter has had. And we try to take as much away from that as possible. But, Kelvin is Kelvin. Not to say anything bad against him, but I haven't really seen a different version of him, in his most recent fights. So he's been, who he is since the Izzy fight, and he went in there and took it to him, So I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but I don't feel that I have peaked, if you will. I feel like I've grown miles since that Robert Whittaker fight. And I feel like I'm gonna keep growing. I'm continuing to grow. I'm what's the word? I'm a diligent student of this martial arts, So I think about it all the time. It's all over my Instagram page. That's all I see. I don't see anything else. So everything else, everything else going on there, I don't see too much of it. That's all I watch on TV. That's all I study. That, amongst other things, my self growth and stuff like that. But, I don't know how else to say it. But
no, you live the lifestyle, and you're constantly looking to get better. I know exactly what you're trying to say, by the way. If it's not coming through, you're always evolving. You want to be better than you were the day before. You're consuming martial arts 24/7. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a career for you. So
yeah, there
you go. I got you. See, I understand. It's all good.
Yeah, you got it. You've done this, yeah.
I've done these a few times, these interviews. But training camp, I always mention this just because, when you think of the lab, you sort of think of some of the lower weight class guys that are over there. So who do you mainly get to work with as far as bodies in the gym?
Actually, we've got a few heavier weight guys, if you will. As far as, let me see, who I saw. Kyle Stewart, he's fought in UFC before. Mark Martin, who's on his way. We got a bunch of really good wrestlers. Diego, who's helped me out tremendously. Now my mind is going blank.
No worries. Those are a couple big. I know Mark Martin, actually. Yeah. I interviewed him a couple years ago. He's an up-and-comer as well. A lot of good wrestlers, like you were mentioning. I know also, and I don't know if this was the case for this camp, I know you did get a little bit of time training at Fortis MMA. I'm assuming you didn't do that for this camp, but I know in the past you have.
I went there one day. I wouldn't call it necessarily training. It was more of a, dipping your toes in the water. Okay. Seeing how cool the water was, and it was a good time. I worked with Saif exclusively. Nothing too extensive. Some basic stuff some tools that he gave me, some tools that I use to this day. So yeah, I've only been there one day. So I'd definitely like to go back and get some work there, but I haven't been back to Dallas. I spend my time here training. I've been recovering, and I don't really travel too much because my money ain't long like that. So
yeah, right, yeah,
I got a wife and 3 kids, and that's a big it's a lot of tickets to buy if I ever want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I'm nested up here, training, trying to get to that belt. When the money comes in, then I'm going to be all over the world.
Love it. How about the weight cut? Because you talked about the recovery process. I know you're doing a lot of strength and conditioning. Does that almost make things a bit easier with the fact you're doing more conditioning to kind of get the pounds off?
Yeah, for me, man, I sweat a lot. I lose weight. I can lose weight easily. I could just burn it off from working. I work out. I work hard. So when I go in and train, when I do my training, I'm working hard. When I'm going for my second practice, I'm working hard. If I decide to do a third practice, it's going to be some hard work. So I burn calories, man. I burn food as fuel. Food is fuel. It's not something for me that I use to entertain or satiate myself with. I use it to fuel and recover. So, the weight cut is going to be yet again a non-issue. It gets easier every time. Right now I'm sitting at like 210. So what are we at? 5 weeks out? Less than 5 weeks out at 210. And I haven't even changed much of my diet. So once 5 week hit, and we really clean up the diet, the weight will come off easily yet again, and it'll be yet another easy ass weight cut. I'll show up to the weigh-ins, chiseled to the bone, and ready to impress.
The one interesting thing with Kelvin is he's been finished before. He's been submitted. He's never been knocked out, and I know that's something you always look for is the knockout. Just ask Jack Hermanson.
Yep. It's not that I'm looking for it. It's a fight. So wherever the fight goes is where I intend to finish the fight. It's always my intent. And the fight starts on the ground, on the feet. So that's where a lot of my fights spend their time. But I finish guys, on the ground, being, on top, laying down, raining down heavy artillery, if you will. So if he ends up there, it could be a done deal. If I catch him clean, which I've been, which I've gotten pretty good at on the feet, then night. We've seen him drop before, right? We've seen Izzy drop him, of course, in the 5th round, but he's been dropped before. So, I'm just ready to go in there and throw some hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. No matter what happens, no matter where it goes. Again, it's a big assumption that I like to make, but I assume he's going to have to wrestle, because, when the fire starts coming in, what else can you do? The best option for you is to wrestle. So, but how do I see this fight? Either I see him coming out really aggressive here I am. Either I see him coming out essentially aggressive, no nonsense, not taking no shit, trying to be that indomitable spirit as well. And he's going to have his shield up. So we'll see how long his shield lasts. But I plan on bringing the heat, man. I plan on doing to him what I planned on doing to Robert Whittaker before I broke my arm. But even worse, even better.
Implications of this are big with the fact not only it's a main event, but also you have a really good record in the 185-pound division. Does that get you in that title conversation, do you think? Because we still don't have anything booked for Israel Adesanya's next fight.
Well, I plan on being the next person in line, you know what I'm saying? When they see what I do to whoever's in front of me, that's it. Give that man the title is what they're going to say. That's all they can say. So, because I plan on destroying everybody. So whoever is next in line for that belt, when I get the belt, whoever's next in line gets destroyed. Plain and simple, I know we got I'd hate to be the bad guy and ruin the reign of the 3 kings right now, but I'm a king in my own right, and I'm more than that in my own mind. So I'd be more than happy to join the club or ascend above it, if you know what I mean. But that's my goal. So I'm ready to fight.
Do you think there's a possibility of you, if you get an impressive win here, could potentially leapfrog Robert Whittaker and get that title shot? Because Israel seems pretty interested in fighting you.
I thought Rizzy was fighting Robert.
I don't think it's confirmed yet. Not 100% yet. They haven't picked a date or a venue or anything yet. That's why I mentioned it.
I mean, whatever. I'm not here to take nobody's spot. I'm here to claim my spot. So when I when I do what I do on October, whenever, the next fight in August, whatever the UFC says about that is what the UFC says about that. And if they offer me the title shot, I'm going to say, hell the fuck yeah. And it is what it is. I personally believe that Robert is next in line for the title fight, for the title shot. So, but I'm not going to, if they offer me to fight, I'm not going to sit here, you should give this to Robert. No, give me that. I'll take that. Thank you. And then Robert can get me next. If we can have that, we can do it again. And that'd be a good story too. It'll suck for Robert if he'd have to wait. But that'd be a good story.
What did you think of Israel's win over Marvin Vettori in the rematch? Because, of course, he was coming off that loss to Jan Blachowicz, so a lot of people are like, oh, the pressure's on. But he went out there, and I thought he put out a pretty good performance.
He looked like Izzy, He looked like Izzy, and it looked like Marvin didn't have an answer for it. He was trying to find him. He was trying to chase him down, but Izzy's long, and he's apparently strong enough to deal with a bull like, an Italian bull like that, And so Izzy did what he did. He did it to the last guy before that. He did it to the guy before. Well, not the last guy before that. You know what I mean? He did it to anybody, to all these other middleweights who tried to fight him. So he did what he had to do. He did what he could do. He did what the hell he wanted to do. He moved. He made the dude miss. He hit him when he wanted to. He smacked him on the ass a little bit. He made faces when he was like, I thought that was pretty funny. When the dude got on his hips, he was like, I thought that was pretty fucking funny. The dude's a character, you know what I'm saying? He's in there. He's in his natural state in there. He's in his comfort zone in there. So it was definitely fun to watch, entertaining to watch in that regard. It was 5 rounds of, a 5-round fight, a championship fight, and so congrats to both congrats to both of the guys for bringing the fight. I'm sure Vettori's going to learn a lot from this, and I would expect to see a better version of what we saw, what we've seen out of him. So, yeah.
Yeah, and just, watching that fight, style-wise, how do you think you would match up against Izzy? Because that's a really exciting fight I think people eventually are going to want to see.
Yeah, I think I feel like I'm a smart fighter. I feel like I make adjustments, as long as I feel like I can make adjustments in the fight quickly. Or for me, man, it's about being in control of the whole fight. So I would try to be in control of the whole fight. You feel me? And that doesn't mean going at it and taking it to him. You know what I'm saying? I would make him miss. I would make his feints not work. I would just try to beat the man. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna show you guys my deck now. So shit, because I know these guys. I know their team watches and listens, and those guys are smart, man. They'll break some shit down, and then then I'll have my fucking hands full. So again, I want an easy fight. So that's my intent. If I get in there with him or anybody else, my intent is to make it as easy and as most dominant, making the most dominant win as possible. You can't touch me, and I can touch you whenever.
Love it. That's good. Okay, 2 more quick questions, kind of outside of fighting a little bit. The crystal thing, I always think is so interesting about how you're a fan of that and all that. I was always curious, where did that come from? What made you get interested in that?
Well, I got into it after I unindoctrinated myself. I was raised Christian, and that developed into other forms of monotheistic forms of religion. That on top of finding out information about where these religions come from, the use of them today, why they're instituted in society to the degree that they're in, and a whole bunch of and a whole lot of the other corrupt things that go on with a lot of the infrastructure that we live in Western society. Just waking the fuck up, I put that Bible away. I put those things away. And just figuring out where all that people, when people hear me say that, they be like, well, where are you going to get your moral information from? And I would have to tell you like that where they get that information from. When you find out where they got their information from, you'll find out a whole new world will open up to you. So and that's what I found out. I found out it didn't come from just that, it came from a place beyond. So yeah, man, I just woke up. That's where my use of crystals. I know crystals are have to be, have energy. I use them to work with energy and shit like that. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. No, it was interesting. I was always just curious about that because I know that's something that you're sort of known for, like it's something you're a hobby of.
Yeah, man. People have associated that with my persona,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something that I'm into. People are into a lot of things. I was
going to say it's no different than a hobby. It's no different than playing golf or something. To me, it's I think it's just a cool little fact about you that you like that stuff. So it's good. And that kind of gets me to my last question. What would you say is something that fans and media and maybe just in general get wrong about you, both as a fighter and a person? What's something you see that you're kind of like, that's not correct, or maybe you don't know me well enough that way?
That's a lot. Oh, there's so much.
Well, we'll stick with one topic because I know we're running out of time here. And again, I do appreciate the time here. But what's something that comes to mind when I say that?
Damn, man. I'm not. What's the word? I don't know. I'm not what you think I am. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna tell. That's one thing That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. I'm a freaking ninja. You ain't gonna have to. I'm not gonna tell you how I move. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna show my hand. That ain't the way gangsters move. You know what I'm saying? We don't just. I can't tell you who I am. You're gonna have to spend some time and find out. And this is why I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I'm not here trying to, expend my energy and spread my energy to a whole bunch of people who I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Mike Tyson said it best. This world is full of people who are just like leeches or vampires who just want to suck your blood or suck your energy or suck your money or suck whatever they want to take out of you. You know what I'm saying? Your time, your attention, and I feel that I am, in my mind, I feel that essence of me that people would call God. You know what I'm saying? That's what I identify with. So everything else that is, of anything else that I don't choose not to get into, I don't want to be affected by that. So there's a lot of influences out there, that I refuse to be influenced by. So I like to be as organic as possible. And the only way to know how an organic person is to spend time with them. So a lot of y'all ain't gonna get to know me. Sorry. So you just get to see me, so enjoy it or don't, whatever. I don't care.
It's good. Yeah, you had me at ninja, by the way. You were good just with saying you're a ninja, and we could have just left it at that. But that's even better. I like the layers here, man. That's good. You got to be got to keep people guessing, right?
Yeah, I'm like an onion.
There you go. Ninja sounds cooler, but we'll stick with that. But anyways, Jared, thanks so much for doing this, man. We're really looking forward to this card, UFC Vegas 34, August 21st. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
For sure, man. I would definitely like to thank the team at the lab. I can't, thank the members of the lab enough. The members of the fight team specifically. The coaching, but the team members, those who everybody on the mat has an influence on my growth has had an influence on my growth as a mixed martial artist. So that is greatly appreciated. And I can't really put into words how appreciative of them I am. So I want to be able to do things. That's the way I show my appreciation. I like to do things for people. So when the time comes, we're going to be doing big things. There's a lot of animals coming up out of the lab right now. So, we're going to keep this energy flowing. I feel a great ball of energy, like a spirit bomb inside that room that we're continually depositing our energy into. So that thing is going to soon be unleashed upon the world. And I'm proud to be a part of it. And I can continue, going on about it. But Thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you guys in a few hours.